I wasn't playing with it. I was taking it serious since the first day.
You can sell one thing for $1,000. You can sell 1,000 things for $1.
You and your team can do a whole lot. It just takes a whole lot of work.
Yeah.
Welcome back to another episode of the Producergrind Podcast. Carrington and letter L with me as usual.
Yo, what's good, fam?
What's good, bro?
Bro, I'm excited, man. We got a legend in the building today. I'm ready to get to it, bro.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hey, let's go, man. Listen, this man really needs no introduction at all. The credit list ends them all. He helped break the legendary Gucci Man, but also has records with Migos, Drake, Pusha T, Yo Gotti, Rick Ross, Ty Dolla $ign, T.I., Plies, Lil Uzi, 21 Savage, Young Dolph, Future, Waka Flocka, Young Scooter, Trouble, OJ the Juice Man. He's been called the Godfather of trap music. Some argue that he invented trap. He's even appeared on the big screen with the new movie dropping next month. Please welcome to the Producergrind Podcast, super producer Zaytoven.
Hey, y'all snap the fingers. Okay, I like that.
My guy. So yeah, so Zay, you got the new album kind of on your DJ Khaled shit. Tell me like what went behind, getting that together and stuff like that.
What really made me do the album is, I've been in the game since my first big song was like 2004. Here it is 2018. And I see that, the labels they start snatching up producers like, okay, let's do a producer album with the producers, because producers mean just as much as the rappers nowadays. So, a couple of labels came at me like, hey, we want to do the deal. I ended up doing the deal with Capital Motown. And it's about putting the album out. I wanted to be really, really the first producer that got one of these deals to go ahead and put my album out first. You know what I mean? So, and that's what it was, man. It's me, I felt like it's a rebirth for Zaytoven. It's like starting Zaytoven all over again in 2018.
Now, is this a new idea that you had, or is this something you had thought about previously before?
Man, I really been putting out Zaytoven albums for years. If you really, they've been mixtapes, but it's still been albums. It's just, I looked at the opportunity as in, okay, a label want to do a situation with me. I can make my own terms and then make my own album and get it, and get it out there. So why not? Let's do it.
Is that what took so long for you to sign with a major, just kind of getting it on your terms?
No, I never signed with a major because a major never wanted to sign me.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? So it's been like that. It's like, I've been walking, it's been a uphill road for me, which has been good because that's what then made me last for so long. I kept doing, the reason I had to keep breaking new artists, you got to think my whole career is come from new artists. It comes from Gucci and OJ and Gorilla Zoe and Young LA and Young Ralph and, OJ, Migos, Dolph, all these. It's because the majors didn't really, I guess they didn't get my music. They didn't get my beats. They didn't think my beats was that hard. So I got to go find a youngster in the hood that's dope, get him all the beats because he think my beats is the best in the world and let him blow up so I can continue to be,
See, now I was going to ask you, why did you feel like the major labels weren't going to sign you?
Yeah, I was going to say, you weren't getting no calls after Versace?
No. Man, I did Usher. I had Usher, the #1 song in the country.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it still wasn't no different calls. It wasn't no calls like, man, Zay, we need, this is an R&B #1 song in the country. Ain't nobody called me like, hey, Zay, we need some Zay track.
Yeah.
The reason I even got with Usher is because at the time I had 6 out of the 8 songs on the countdown in Atlanta. And that was the Shop Boys, that was Gucci Man, that was, Young Ralph, or, that was all the local guys that was popping. So that's what made my name. That's why I continue to work with the new young artists, because they don't want to, keep the name going.
I think there's a lot of young producers out here that think they're gonna get a couple placements and they're gonna get a call like that. What's your words of advice to them?
I never say, look for that to happen.
Yeah.
Cause that's really not how it go.
Yeah.
Now some producers will have a certain polished sound where they might make a song right here, and then next they got Rihanna new single or something like that. And that's cool too. But most of those producers are not the guys that last a very long time. Cause they just, they shoot straight to the top, they get a big hit record, but the songs be bigger than who the producer is. The producer never really made a real name for themselves. Like, me, the reason I stuck around for so long is because I didn't really made a name, a real brand and name for myself. I done got it out the mud for so many years.
Yeah.
And I'm still doing it to this day.
So, those major label deals, is something we talk about a lot, right? And so can you kind of walk us through what it looks like? You know, you get a budget, you get access to the artist. What does that look like?
Well, for me, it's really nothing different than what I've really been doing already. You know, I was in a position to really make the terms how I wanted to make them. And it's all about me. I got relationships. So, of course, they give you a budget to go make an album. They're going to promote it a certain way and this and that. But for the most part, it's still on you. You still got to go, you know, use whatever relationships you got. You know, work your magic, whatever artist you want to put on your album, because it ain't like the label, just because you signed to a major label, oh, now Jay-Z finna get on your album, or Beyonce finna get, it don't work like that, you know what I mean? So that's why all the people you see on my album is really mostly guys I got real relationships where I can call them and say, hey, I need you to do a song for me. You know what I mean? So
I do have a question that you bring up Jay-Z, right? So we saw you in a picture with Jay-Z last year, and we thought there was a record coming. Can you talk about that a little bit?
It actually was a record coming. You know what's so crazy? The record that was coming was the song on my album that's called More Realer, The Future. That's the same beat that Jay-Z was wanting to put out. He was gonna put it out. They had called me like, okay, we finna put this song out in the next couple of days. And I was excited, but at the same time I was hurt, like, dang, that's the song Future did, and I was just in love with that song. So what happened, it ended up, Jay-Z ended up not putting a song out. He ended up putting out like a greatest hits or some type of project. So it didn't come out. And I'm like, okay, well, you know, that's cool. You know what I mean? I didn't expect it to really come out anyway, but if it would have came out, that would have been a big plus. Yeah. But since it didn't, I was like, well, cool. I'm going to still keep, because More Real is like my favorite song in the world. I said, I'm keeping this for my album. And there it is. I think that's, you know, how it was meant to be. That
Instagram you posted the day the album dropped with the gentleman, I don't know, he was a preacher or something, talking real smooth about the record.
Oh, that was a comedian.
Okay.
Yeah, he be...
I like the way he talk, boy.
Yeah, he talk. That's a comedian on Wild 'N Out. So, and somebody sent it to me, and I seen it. I said, oh, I got to post this.
Yeah. So if you were just starting out in 2018 as a young producer, what would your plan be?
On 2018, I always encourage up and coming producers to pair themselves with an artist that you think that can make it in the game, an artist that you think that's hungry enough to do whatever it takes to, you know, to become a star, or become a name in the game. And then, you know, while y'all two working, y'all can develop a sound that can be worth something to the music industry. Right now, I think most producers, they just chasing a placement. They just, you know, they just trying to get a song. It don't matter who it's with, or, you know, they just trying to get a record. Me, I built my name and my brand by working with artists like Gucci. We built a sound together, and that's what allowed me to last for so long. So, and I encourage other producers to try to do the same.
So Go ahead. I was gonna say, as a producer, you know, you're looking for an artist. There's a lot of artists out here that you can believe in, but they're not gonna put in the work. What's like the first sign that that's not the guy that, you know, a producer?
It's work ethic. You know what I mean? It got to be. This stuff is built on work ethic now, because now we consume so much more music than we used to. It's like now you can have the best song in the world, and that might last for, you know, a month. It's like, okay, what else you got? That was dope. What else? You know what I mean? So you got to continue to, like, the work ethic got to be so crazy now. Like, now I got to make 10 times as many beats as that I used to make, because, you know, we got to make 1,000 more songs, because people want more. They want more. They want, you know, you can't keep their attention with just, you know, that one album or that one mixtape you did.
So what's your daily routine looking like as far as making music, and then just your life outside of making music? And what routine should producers, what aspects should they take away from that? Well,
my daily routine is still the routine. I'm like a robot, man. I've been doing the same thing for 20 years, you know, when it comes to music. I get up in the morning and I make beats. I try to make at least 10 beats in a day. Nowadays it's different because I got kids, so I take the kids to school first, come back home, make 10 beats. You know what I mean? That's my thing. Make 10 beats today. Then whatever else through the daytime I can do. You know what I mean? I don't mind doing whatever else through the daytime. I might go to the gym, I might do whatever. But when it comes to the nighttime, now let's go to the studio. Let's see who working in the studio. Future in the studio, let me go pull up on him. Migos working, I'm gonna pull up on them. And I just try to continue to do that, you know, day in and day out, till something come up where I can't do that, where I gotta be out of town, I gotta go do this and that. But when I'm at home, I'm doing that every day.
So what type of skills should producers be focusing on to develop, to be able to crank out those 10 hits a day or 10 beats a day? Because you have to have a set of skills that allow you to make that quantity.
Well, I'm a musician. I play the keys, so I guess it might be a little easier for me. But it's a lot of guys out here that don't play the keys, that know how to, you know what I mean, click it together and make it work fast. So, you know, and I feel like me being a producer that puts out so much music that you have to work on quantity now. You know, you can focus on, you know, trying to make a real quality beat, be working on it for an hour, but then people still might not like it. It still might not be the one. So I always encourage producers, just do beats. Like if I do 10 beats in a day, I know 1 or 2 of these beats is something special. You know what I mean? So and that's just the way I believe in, you know, in working.
In your you know, long career, have you ever worried about falling off or losing status? Man,
I worried about falling off ever since So Icy came out. I felt like, you know, I'm like a stable type of person. I was cutting hair in the barbershop. So while So Icy was the hottest song out, I'm still cutting hair in the barbershop because I feel like, okay, I got lucky. I made a song that's on the radio and it's doing good. Okay, that's a good memory to talk about down the road, but I know this ain't gonna happen again. Make the Trap Say came out. It's like, oh, Zay, you know, you on fire. You got this, you know, you got the streets on fire. You got the song. Your song is popping on the radio. I still felt like, okay, that was luck, boy. That ain't finna happen again. That ain't finna keep happening. So let me stay in the barbershop, keep doing my thing, you know what I mean? And the music is a side hustle. Even though I'm making way more music, making more money off of music than I'm making cutting hair, I still felt like I need to get up and go to work. And I felt like that maybe because I watched my mom and my daddy get up and go to work every day. You know what I mean? So you get used to like, I need to get up and go to work. Okay, that was cool. I made some money or made a song, but that ain't how I'm gonna make my living for the rest of my life. I need to get up and go to work. I had Usher, the #1 song in the country. My first check from Usher was like $101,000.
Damn.
My parents ain't even seen that much money together. You know what I mean? You know, I never seen that much money at one time before.
Yeah.
But I'm still at the barbershop. I'm still at the barbershop because I still feel like, man, that's a blessing. That's crazy I got that. But I know it's over with after this. I know I'm finna fall off after this. Damn. You know what I mean? I felt like
that was really your mindset.
That was my mindset. And you know what I mean? My mindset was like, man, I'm still gonna keep cutting hair because what if this don't work out? You know what I mean? This ain't what I can't really just base my life on this right here. I felt like if I can get up and go to work every day, I still got me a job to go to, and this is how I make my money. So it took till Versace came out, 2013. When Versace came out, it was like Icy all over again. It felt like my first big song. It just felt like, dang, boy, Zay, you done changed music. You know, it just feel like that. But now I'm at the barbershop. I'm forced out of the barbershop now. Because now I can't go to the barbershop because people that come to the barbershop only coming to take pictures and drop off a mixtape or trying to do some music.
This is after Versace.
No, this is Versace. Yeah. Like 2013, I kind of got pushed out of the barbershop. And I was scared to leave the barbershop. Even after I had the #1 song in the country, I had all these other records. I done made way more money than I ever thought about making. I was still scared to leave the barbershop because I felt like I didn't want to leave something that I do every day.
Bruh, it's obvious that you're a hard worker. You got a great work ethic. You don't want to become complacent. Have you taken the time to enjoy your success?
Well, I'm enjoying it every day. When I go home, I see the house I got, I see the cars I drive, I see the kids, the family I got. Like, this is stuff, I didn't even dream about this stuff. This wasn't nothing like when I was younger, I dreamed of this or none of that. So I'm enjoying it every day. Now I get paid to go do a DJ set. Like, this stuff is fun. Like, music is fun. It's like, I'm really enjoying it. I still enjoy making beats. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm enjoying every minute of it. So I think that's, I don't have to take a break to go, relax.
Yeah. So let's say that same Usher situation happened to a producer now in 2018, where they get $100,000 check. What should they be? What should their mindset be when they get this money? Because now at times we often see people go buy flashy things, but were you more focused on making it a nice investment or saving, or what was your mindset when you got that check?
I definitely wasn't really thinking about saving. When I always got some money, I remember my first So Icy check, it was like $25,000. I took $22,000 and bought a whole new studio, about the new big board, new drum machine, new keyboard. I'm reinvesting in myself. And all the other money I took, I went and bought a necklace, I bought a mink coat, I bought some Gucci shoes. You know what I mean? Because the reason why I did that is because I'm working with Gucci, man. Mm-hmm. Gucci gonna spend his last dollar to look good. You know what I mean? But it makes sense. Like, we invest in ourselves. People gonna believe what they see. I remember after I bought all this stuff, I went to the studio and some guys wanted to buy some beats. I think it might have been David Banner, some other producers there, like bigger than me. I come in with my mink coat, my necklace on and stuff. They were like, who, bro, right there? Oh, we want to buy some beats from him. I ain't even all that big yet, but just the perception, just the image. I think that's another reason why it didn't last so long.
So how do you balance that image, though? Because nowadays you see people buying things they really can't afford to keep up that image. So how do you balance that, and where do you find your balance?
Well, I never, I'm a stable guy, you know what I mean? Like I said, I get up and go to the barbershop every day. Mm-hmm. I get up and make beats every day. So I got my head in the right place. I'm never going to spend everything I got to try to look good. But I'm going to spend what I feel is necessary to keep people looking at me, to keep people watching. That's one of the reasons I buy jewelry and cars and stuff like that, because people want to give money to people that look like they got some money. Mm-hmm. I can be the best producer in the world, got the hardest beats in the world, but if you look at me and my shoes curled up and my shirt wrinkled like I've been wrestling, you ain't gonna want to spend no money with me, because you're gonna look like,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like, you ain't gonna want to spend no money with me. You gonna feel like, oh, he needs some help. He can't be hard. Cause look at him, he can't. You know what I mean?
So you're saying you put the drip in the budget?
You got to.
Yeah, and that's one thing we talk about with guys, like people buying stuff they can't afford. Like, make your plan and decide what you're gonna do. And if you're planning for it, like plan.
About a plan to do it.
Yeah. So, all right, man. So we want to ask you, man. Listen, man. We've been seeing this billboard all over town. Mm-hmm. I've seen the trailer 20 times. I know we've been talking about it in here. Superfly, man, it looks amazing, bro. And so we kind of wanted to ask you about if you had any role in the movie, with it being so heavy Atlanta, and kind of what that role is.
I definitely had my 5 seconds of fame in there.
Go Tell us about the scene, bro.
Go see the movie. It's now I'm playing as a painter, and so we're in this art gallery. So when you see Big Boy, when you start seeing Big Boy in the movie, start looking for Zaytoven. I have a small conversation with the lead girl in the movie. So check me out.
So what about the soundtrack, man?
Now the soundtrack, I did a lot of, like, if you listen to the music that's in the movie, I did a lot of the bed music for
the scoring.
Yeah, for the movie. I did some songs, like it's a couple of songs that I did that's playing throughout the movie too. So.
That's a conversation we actually had in the office earlier this week, just talking about scoring movies. Can you tell us just a little bit about what that process looks like from a technical and logistical standpoint?
Scoring movies for me only came from me scoring my own movie. I put out a movie called Birds of a Feather. What was that? 2015, 16, something like that. And the reason I did that, it's funny when you was talking about falling off. The reason I made a movie because I felt like I was falling off. You know what I mean? I felt like I'm not getting the attention that I used to get. You know how when new producers come in, they the hottest thing smoking? It's like, okay, yeah, Zaytoven, we didn't talk about him for the last 5 years. Let's not talk about him. Let's talk about the new producer that just came.
It's like fashion, right?
Yeah, it's like fashion. So I'm like, well, what can I do to kind of bring some attention back to Zaytoven? So I shot a movie. Mm-hmm. I never thought about scoring movies until I shot my own movie, because now who gonna put the music to it?
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna put the music to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, me taking on like a lead acting role, which was, I just did it just to get some attention.
And y'all produced that in-house, right?
Yeah, in-house. Everything was in-house.
Yeah.
Did the music and everything just to, this is a way for me to kind of practice and learn how to do this stuff. So if something big like Superfly came, I got experience already. So the process for me wasn't nothing different, but watching the movie and then playing something behind it or adding a beat or, and it ain't no rules to it. You can do it however you want to do it.
So that's dope.
What's up with Birds too?
Birds of a Feather 2 is done. It's in the can. We just trying to see exactly when we're going to drop it. I wanted to wait till after Superfly came out.
Yeah.
So I can be like, yeah, y'all seen me in the movie theater, man. So now I got my own movie coming out.
Yeah.
That's
so
smart.
give it about another month and a half, and Birds of a Feather 2 definitely be out.
Dope.
I'm looking forward to that, bro.
It's dope too.
Yeah.
Super dope.
So we have a lot of producers that are always focused on going to get placement with artists, but it seems like getting scores in film, that's like an untapped, an area where producers aren't really focused on. So do you think that's a good route? Let's say if you may not be the type of person that want to go networking, want to go be in the mix all the time, do you think that's a good path for producers to take?
Well, the only way you're going to get really in the mix with that is you got to be attached to a certain publishing company or things of that nature. So I wouldn't really just suggest a new producer like, okay, you trying to go straight to scoring film.
Or maybe someone that's a little more established, maybe someone that's been producing for 10 years but have never really like, had the, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's all about how that producer feels and what his goal is and what his aim is. So, I feel.
And now it's time for Overrated, Underrated on the Producer Grind Podcast with Zaytoven.
Yep.
We're going to play Overrated, Underrated. We present 5 topics to you. You simply state we think it's overrated or underrated. If we feel it merits further discussion, we'll just ask you about that. So, Overrated, Underrated on the Producer Grind Podcast with Zaytoven. Right. Overrated, underrated. Being able to play keys.
Underrated.
Pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah. Well, I thought that was interesting because one of the reasons we asked the question, my first contact with Producergrind before I started working for them was at one of the beat camps. And somebody asked you that, about playing the keys, and one of the things you said was, yo, man, like it's dope if you can, but if you in this beat thing now and you don't know how to play the keys, it's too late to go figure it out, or maybe it's not enough time to go figure it out.
Well, I was just saying nowadays, these programs, they do all the playing for you. Like you can just click a button and it'll play. It'll play a chord for you. It's like now you can, I was just watching somebody do that. Like you can say, say I want to be in C minor. It's gonna highlight all the keys that's in C minor, so you can't push a wrong note.
I use
That's crazy, man.
The little scales and
See, I
chords
didn't
thing.
know. See, I just seen that. I'm like, well, dang, that's crazy. So you really don't even have to know nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I feel like nowadays, me playing the keys has definitely given me an edge over a lot of producers. And that's the reason why I have lasted so long. And that's the way I can recreate myself, is because I can play melodies at any given time.
Do you feel like there's a bit of humanity, like a little human aspect that's lost in it?
That's exactly what it is. Like, when I try to make music, I try to have like that.
Convey that emotion.
Emotions, like that somebody with human hands played that. You know what I mean? So
Overrated, underrated. Papa Dough.
Papa Dough, that's overrated to me.
Really?
Yes, and y'all must love Papa Dough.
I ain't never had Papa Dough, but I know people down here, they always love Papa Dough.
We have a homie producer that loves Papa Dough.
I got a cousin that he think it's just the best thing in the world. I'm like, bro, what's so special about this?
Overrated, underrated. With Zaytoven on the Producer Grind Podcast. Overrated, underrated. Buying fake jewelry when you can't afford real jewelry.
That's definitely overrated. Like buying fake jewelry. That has become like, I don't know why people do that, but
a part of it is to keep the image up, correct?
Yeah, but you're not really keeping the image up. Like I'd rather you just be clean, you know what I mean, have some
clean
nice
t-shirt,
clothes.
iron shirt.
Rather than having fake jewelry, because now it's like, okay, now bro, you perpetrating, you looking lame now.
Well, my whole thing is too, man, if you're gonna do fake, do 1, maybe 2. I seen niggas with 10 fake. Okay,
10, they gonna do it. They gonna pile it on.
Hell yeah.
Buy one, get one free.
Yeah.
Overrated, underrated. Charlamagne says the people who can get away with buying the fake stuff are the people that really have the money.
Have the money. Because then you don't know. It's like, okay, damn. I seen that one. I ain't gonna lie. I seen a couple of rappers, like big rappers. I'm looking at their necks like, that ain't real. Damn. That ain't real, is it? But I know he got the money.
Yeah.
So,
That's crazy.
Overrated, underrated on the Producer Grind Podcast with Zaytoven. Overrated, underrated. Focusing on quantity more than quality.
On quantity over quality? That's underrated.
Say more.
I just feel like just the space that we in right now, it's about quantity more so. Like if you listen to the songs and records that's coming out, I listen to what my son listen to. Like he'll play music all day long.
What's your son? How old is your son?
He's 12.
Okay.
He's like my A&R right now. So he lets me know, like, Dad, you need to work with him. Or have you worked with him yet? You heard of him?
Like who?
Lil Pinch. I saw you in the studio with Lil Pinch, right?
Pinch, yeah. But he the one got me working with Lil Uzi and Lil Pump. I did that to impress him because I didn't know them.
Oh, word.
He played it for me like, Dad, you need to work with him. Like, I never heard of him before. But, okay, if that's what, you know what I mean? If they're going to give me some cool points with you, yeah, I need to work with Lil Pump.
You said your son's 12?
Yeah, 12.
Does he want to be a music producer or does he want to be in that field at all?
He all into music.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like that because nowadays you have to have, a lot of music rather than, you can have 5 quality songs, which it might last you for a little while, but then you might have 100 songs that ain't really that quality, but people just still going, they want to ride to all that stuff. So, I think quantity, nowadays it definitely means a lot.
Have you heard the new guys out this year? Blocboy, Lil Baby, NBA Youngboy.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard them guys? What you think?
I think they all. I think all of them is talented. I think all of them good. They bring a different, new flavor to the game. You know what I mean?
Are you looking to work with them in the future, or has anybody reached out?
I already started working with, half of the ones, just about everybody you said.
Okay. No, because I'm looking forward to hear the Blocboy Zaytoven record. I'm looking forward to hearing the Lil Baby Zaytoven record.
Key Glock.
It's
Glock.
definitely coming. I did something with Key Glock already. I don't even remember the song. There's so many records now. It's like once I started passing out beats, they started putting them out. I only remember when it becomes like, okay, this is one of the hottest songs out right
like
now.
A big
So
moment.
like, okay, yeah.
All right. Overrated, underrated on the Producergrind Podcast with Zaytoven. Finally, overrated, underrated beat battles.
Beat battles is overrated.
Really?
Definitely overrated.
And why do you say that?
Because to me, I feel like without words on the beat, it's hard to tell which beat is really better than the other one to me. And the reason
it's not a finished product?
It's not a finished product. I done made so many beats that I know this beat is way harder than this one, but this song is the biggest song that's out. You know what I mean? But in a beat battle, you would think that beat is better. But that don't mean it's a hit. Like this a hit record right here, and that ain't even hardly got nothing to it. So,
bro, we talk to producers all day, every day. That's a fresh perspective that I never even thought of, man. It's an unfinished product, so you can't really tell. Like, you can't really tell. Hell yeah, that's overrated, underrated on the Producergrind Podcast with Zaytoven.
Now, Zay, we see, we've heard that you've been working with Lecrae, dropping an album.
Yep.
Go ahead and elaborate on that.
The album comes out the 22nd, so that's next Friday, June 22nd. The album is called Let the Trap Say Amen. And this is big for me because of my beliefs and, what I'm into and what I believe in. So for me to get into, this is gospel really, you know what I mean? I was trying to figure out my way in. It's like, I'm a church musician. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm a church boy. That's my whole lifestyle. So I was trying to figure out my way into the gospel and it,
with your own lane.
Yeah, with my own lane, you know what I mean? And I couldn't work with Kirk Franklin or nobody like that, you know what I mean? I would have, but
we had talked about it because, not a ton of, like some people know who Lecrae is and some people don't. And so we was trying to see if you can kind of describe his music because we had a conversation in pre-production. It's like, okay, is this going to be a gospel record? But Lecrae is more inspirational. Yeah. So can you talk about that?
Well, it's the Lecrae is, he's a guy with a message, you know what I mean? He's trying to uplift the younger generation, but still get them what they want to hear at the same time. Give them the same feel. So when you listening to positive words, when you listen to something that can, like some real meat, some food for your soul, you still don't want it to sound like, you don't want to sound like
you going to church.
You go at church because then you ain't gonna receive it a certain way. You know what I mean? So it's definitely, he definitely has a audience and it's a need. He's feeling definitely a void for people that want to hear that and need to hear that. So I think teaming up with me is perfect because I'm gonna give you the hood. I'm gonna give you the people that really need to hear that stuff.
Yeah,
the people that's fans of Zaytoven, it's almost like crack baby music. What I make, I make real trap music. So you gonna like them. It don't matter what somebody's saying on the track. You gonna love it.
The energy behind it.
So now imagine if you just listening to it. You know what I mean? Not even knowing, like, damn, I'm getting fed something that I needed to hear. You know what I mean? And
so how do you balance that? Because that's oftentimes I see where, like, I always look for the balancing point in that. And Lecrae is one of those people that has been able to do that pretty well. So how do you balance even being in this industry and still being a man of faith and still walking, the way and staying with things you believe in?
I think it's always about lifestyle. You know what I mean? You always got to give somebody something to look at. People say everything. People say they the realest in the world. People say this and that. But when they look at you, are they going to get that same thing? So if you look at Zaytoven, if you look at my lifestyle, you look at me from the beginning, from how I talk, the way I treat people, my actions, you know what I mean? You're going to see that I'm the type of person that, that I preach about. Like, I'm the guy that I don't even use profanity, you know what I mean? Of course I don't do drugs. I don't get intoxicated and none of that. I'm one of those guys that I feel like the reason I'm in the position I'm in is because of, God put me in this position. Now, I'm a church boy. I've been growing up in church since a youngster. How did I become the Godfather of trap music?
Right?
Like, I don't even know that. It's like, I don't get that. Like, well, how I get over here?
And more importantly, it didn't change you.
Well, it didn't. Well, that's what I'm saying. I feel like God put, certain things on me that didn't, that I wouldn't sway and do something else. What gave me confidence in being, what helped give me confidence in being who I am is guys like Gucci Mane. Now, Gucci is the biggest slime ball that you gonna meet, especially back in the day, that you gonna meet in this industry. He's the robber, and the guy that he's rapping about, that's him for real. But this is me and him is like this. This is my right-hand man. The first thing you do when you go to the studio, and he introduced me to people we ain't never met before, it could be nothing but killers and gangsters in the room. Gucci was like, this is my producer right here, Zaytoven. He don't drink, he don't smoke, he don't cuss, he don't. It's like, dang, Gucci, you ain't got to say all that. Like, you know what I mean?
But it's like almost like he's proud of you. He loves it.
He bragging. He's bragging. Yeah. Even he's saying, like, even though I'm not this type of person, you know what type of person I am. Yeah. But the guy got with me is this type of person. And I want to brag on it. I want to let you know that I'm proud of the dude I'm hanging with. So that gave me confidence to, to still, like, I ain't got to do nothing different. People gonna love me for who I am. And they gonna, and to a lot of people, they gonna look at me and they probably won't say nothing, but they can be like, you know what, I'm gonna try to be a little bit more like, bro. You know what I mean?
Now, when you and Gucci link up and you guys look back, what are those conversations like when you look back and see, especially how involved Gucci has been and the change that he's undergone?
And do you think you've influenced that?
Of course. If you read his book, if you listen to what Gucci say, you know what I mean? And that goes without saying. And I don't need him to, say, man, I looked at Zaytoven and that's my bro and I kind of wanted to. No,
No, but do you guys like look back and just smile, laugh at the old times, or like I just wonder how that is?
Man, we don't really even go and conversate that much about it,
Yeah.
Anytime we do talk about something back in the day, it's a good laugh out of it. But I watch Gucci and I see like this.
Oh, you looking at the book? Let's talk about the book.
I'm just saying that when you look at a guy like that, you looking at a guy like you said that did a whole 360.
Yeah,
this was the worst of the worst. This is a guy, probably one of the only rappers that's in the game right now that's known that has a murder case. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real.
You know what I mean? Not for real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But now he's getting married on national television.
Right.
You know what I mean?
He's eating good.
He's working out. And they looking like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he a bodybuilder now. So, I feel like some of those, some of the reasons I'm placed in his life is because of, it's for some of those things.
And I'll say this too, I really believe in circle of influence, right? So I'm thinking about, man, look what Gucci's done. Zaytoven might have had an impact on that. We was in Dallas a couple weeks ago and we was on the Instagram, we seen, Gucci got Lil Baby and them out there working out on the beach. Mm-hmm. And that's where you see a circle of influence, man. Yep. Like if somebody could touch Gucci life, look how many lives Gucci could touch.
He can touch so many other lives. Yeah. So that's what it's all about.
All right. Well, that'll go ahead and segue us into our next segment we have here on the podcast. It's called the Factor, where we give you a topic to talk about for 30 seconds with no pauses, no stops, or others.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So the topic for today is everything you know about balancing being a husband and being in this industry.
Okay.
All right. El, you got the timer ready?
I got the timer ready. Zaytoven, are you ready?
I'm ready.
3, 2, 1.
everything about balancing the family, being in the music business is all about, you know, you had to give and take. You know what I mean? You have to really balance your time out. Now, I got 2 kids. I got a son that's 12. I got a daughter that's 9. They both need attention. My son loves to play basketball. He loves to do music. Now, my little girl, she's in cheerleading and tumbling. So, you know, I got to split my time between her. Now, my son is like my baby still, but still my little... Dang, it's already gone?
Zaytoven.
I could have, man, that's funny. I need an hour for that.
Could have doubled up. A lot of people be failing though.
Oh, no. Okay.
You started talking about the kids though.
I ain't got to the wife yet, so...
I forgot we had a podcast earlier today. God failed.
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he couldn't do it.
Early too.
He didn't do it.
Okay.
What's some of the funniest things you hear from your wife? 'Cause I know us.
Well, she's a joke. We joke all the time, and then she go with me on the road a whole lot. So we make fun of all the rappers that I work with. Just all type of stuff.
You know, one thing we thought about asking you was, because you didn't seen the craziest chains over the years. We thought about asking you about some of the crazy chains you've seen over the years, man.
Gucci probably, you know, he take the cake. Gucci always take the cake. Like when he first did the Bart Simpson, like all those chains was done in my mom. You know, the guy that made them brought them to my mom's house in the basement. You know, I'll sit there and watch Gucci like, and Gucci buying all type of crazy chains.
What was the one you saw? You like, oh hell no.
The big dinner plate, the one that was a big old circle with so icy in it.
Oh,
I was like, bro, where you gonna wear that to? It was bigger than the steering wheel. Y'all remember that one?
Nah,
man, it was a big old circle, and it had y'all gotta go back.
It was a spinner chain?
No, it wasn't no spinner chain. It was just a big. He had it in the Bricks video. It's just stupid dumb big. Yeah.
All right, man. So one thing we wanted to ask you about, man, is kind of a recent development I was saying the last 2 years is you're touring internationally as a DJ, right? Mm-hmm. So we were hoping you could talk about that a little bit. How's the experience been? How'd you get started?
I started being a DJ. First of all, I said I'd never be a DJ. I'm like, man, I'm not no DJ. I'm a producer. You know what I mean? I don't do that. So I was like, I wasn't going to do that till they started saying, well, Zay, if the club said they want to pay you $15,000, $20,000 to come DJ, if for an hour and all you gotta do is kind of play your own songs in your set. I was like, oh well, let me learn how to do that. You know what I mean? I quickly changed that.
Yeah.
So and I looked at it as in, okay, this is another way to kind of brand me. It gets me out of town. It gives me something else to do. And I remember my first gig was it was overseas. It was in Vancouver. Mm. Now I barely know what I'm doing. So I was bringing me a real DJ with me. So, he can kind of help out and I can just kind of get on the mic and hype the crowd out. He couldn't make it. So I'm out there by myself and I'm like, man, bro, I'm finna mess up these folks. And they crazy about me too. They like, before I even started, like, Zaytoven. And the dude introduced me so good. We got the legend. Man, I was so scared to touch the thing. I'm like, boy, and I messed up a few times that night, but it was so crazy that they didn't even notice. They just so I could mess up and hit the wrong button or turn the song off too quick. And they just like, yeah, Zaytoven. So that alone gave me the confidence to be like, you know what? I can't do no wrong to these people. You know what I mean? For them, they just love the fact that I'm Zaytoven. Everything I did, they don't care how good of a DJ I am.
Yeah.
So I got confidence. The next day I did Vegas. After that, man, I've been doing it. I did so many DJ shows, it don't make no sense now.
As a fan of Zaytoven, one thing I really enjoyed about it was the content that came with it.
Oh, yeah,
y'all all overseas, y'all all in other people's studio, you and Cassius. It was just dope to look at, man, to see brothers overseas, with passports.
And they love you to... I went to Paris. I ain't never seen nobody love me more than Paris did. No, for real. Them folks love me to death in Paris.
Trap in every language.
That's what I'm like, how do y'all even know? They brought out a mixtape it was an old mixtape of me, like when I first started with me with a chef hat on. It was an old mixtape. I'm like, man, where y'all get this from?
Yeah.
Like, they really was crazy about me.
So what's the DJ schedule looking like now?
I mean, I've been doing a lot, man. It's so much that I have to take a break. Now I can't even do all the ones I want to do. Because I am a family, man. I still, I want to be a good father and husband, before the music. Mm-hmm. Producing, I can do that at home. I can make beats at home and do music. This being on the road, it takes a lot of time, man. My son is like a basketball star. Mm-hmm. I didn't watch him hit 6 game win. Like in the closing seconds, hit 3-pointers at, to win the game and close the second. These are moments I can't continue to miss. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So like these are things that I really, really care about. Like my daughter is my baby, so she want me to be at this. They don't want, she's super smart. She winning the spelling bee and all type of stuff. And when you can't be there a lot, it's like this DJ stuff like this, it don't be worth it.
Yeah.
After you make so much money doing this stuff, it's like I can pick and choose now. I go do this one, I go do that one, and I'm gonna sit out these because I don't,
Yeah. So
it's just a balance.
What's your social media habits like? How often you pick up your phone and scroll through social media stuff like that?
It's all about when I feel like it, man. It's like sometimes you'll see me post, for a week straight. Then other times it might be like, man, Zay ain't posted nothing in 3 weeks to a month.
But what about just you as a user scrolling?
Just watching.
Yeah.
Of course you do it every day. It's like, I don't never watch TV. So this is like, me watching TV now. And I do it for a little while, but I'm not just indulged in it like that.
When it comes to practicing your craft and making beats every day, what are you looking for? You're such an advanced musician, first of all, and then as a beat maker, like, how are you looking to get better? What things are you thinking about every day when you're cooking up?
Nowadays, it's so many new sounds that then came in and new plugins and stuff. So I just use that to help me, kind of reinvent myself. It's like, there's so much stuff out there now that I just start playing with new sounds. But even me playing with new sounds, I still always add the Zaytoven sound to it. I still use probably the same Zaytoven drum kit. I still always add flutes and violins that come from my old equipment. So you can still say like, okay, that's Zaytoven music right there.
Now, what kind of I'm always curious to see what kind of music are our guests listening to that people wouldn't normally expect Zaytoven to be listening to?
Well, I listen to more gospel music than I listen to anything.
Yeah.
Now, what you wouldn't expect me to listen to is I listen to quartet gospel music a lot of times. That's like the real old country.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They do the hymns.
And not even really hymns. It's just, it's real old school. So, I still listen to that a whole lot.
One thing that comes to mind, I saw that the history of hip hop, and they were talking about those old gospel quartets, and a lot of those guys are like the early rappers.
That's what it is. Like, my music still stems from that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a certain pocket that they drive in. It's like, you know what I mean? I be making that music without even thinking about it. Like, I still, use some of that stuff.
Well, and you've established a sound in such a way where even 20 years from now, I'm going to be reminded of Zaytoven just simply by how somebody has to put a certain style in their music. You know what I'm saying?
That's the key.
So we usually ask people about their social media situation. Everybody knows Zaytoven, but where can we find you on social media?
You can find Zaytoven social media, Zaytoven Beats. That's Zaytoven Beatz. That's on Instagram. That's Facebook. That's Snapchat. That's Twitter. That's all the above.
You still use your Snapchat?
Man, no.
Snapchat's dead.
Yeah, it's like I never really got into it, but now I really don't never use it.
Yeah, I missed the wave too.
Yeah.
I know about like fall of 16. You was doing Snapchat heavy.
Yeah, because that was like the thing to do at the point. I was like, okay, let me start doing this because this is what you're supposed to do. Then when Instagram had the little stories, started
it was game over. It was game over.
Because all my followers is on Instagram already. It's too much work to do both of them.
Yeah.
So we got movies, we got soundtracks, we got indie to major label deals. It seems like you're conquering every challenge any producer could face. What's next?
I don't know. I mean, I did a book too. I did a book called From A to Zay. So, I'm just working, man, and just God always brings something new to the table that I didn't expect. I got some mentor program I'm doing. I think it was me and Nipsey Hussle doing. You know what I mean? Just new stuff, man. It's always just something new that I never thought I'd be doing. That that's coming to the table. Like even me doing the rap game, on TV. I would have never thought, I'd be doing that. And that's what keeps me excited. That's what keeps me hungry. Is like, I don't know what tomorrow gonna bring. I just know I gotta go hard. So whatever comes, I'll be prepared. I'll be ready to do it.
Could we ever expect a Zaytoven barbershop in Atlanta?
Oh, definitely. Well, it's really one already. You got First Class Barbershop in Stonecrest Mall, where I used to cut at. Okay. You know what I mean?
You still cut?
At the house. I got a chair at the house. I still gotta cut my pops, my dad, my dad and my brothers and my son hair. So
how much does a cut cost? How much you charging, man?
Well, I don't get to charge them, but if you do come get a Zay cut, it's gonna be about at least $100.
Going with the crispy lineup.
$100 lineup.
$100 lineup.
Yeah.
Hey Zay, I don't know if you knew this, man, but you are our 20th episode of the new iteration.
Is that right?
20th episode.
Hey
yo.
man, congrats!
That's a celebration.
That's what's up. Let's celebrate.
And we thought it was just fitting, man, because you really are one of the godfathers of trap music, and a lot of what we do has come after the groundwork that you've laid. So we just want to say thank you for that, brother.
Always.
Thanks.
And have you started working on the next album yet? Thought about it at least?
Beast Mode 2.
Oh yeah. We can't let you get out of here without talking
Beast
about
Mode
that.
2.
Well, we can't. It's like it's it's top secret right now.
You see
It's
how
top
you see how
secret.
you perking up though?
Zay,
You've been telling me that for like 2 years.
I know
right?
it's top secret because that's what makes it special. It's like you're not knowing, like it's it's coming, and that makes it special to me. That because out of all the projects I ever done, that's the most talked about project. Everybody always, what's up with Beast Mode? Beast Mode.
Yeah.
And now that I put out my album and the songs I got with Future on it, now they like, hey, bro, we need it. We need Beast Mode. So
I thought that Morilla was gonna be on Beast Mode 2.
well, that's why I took it. I said, man, Beast Mode 2 ain't out. I'm finna use this on my album. So
It's going to drop it like a Tuesday at like 4:30 in the afternoon. Just
you ain't gonna know.
Just-
You're like, dang, what happened?
Yeah. Cool, man. Definitely appreciate you, man.
I appreciate it, man.
Another dope episode of the Producergrind Podcast.
Salute.
Thank you.
Signing
All
out.
right.